Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're embarking on a truly profound journey, unpacking a really remarkable piece of shared material. It's a direct communication from what's described as the Pleiadian High Council, delivered through a being named Mira.
Yes, and specifically addressed to Starseeds and Earthground crew. It's quite specific.
Exactly. And it's presented as this urgent, powerful transmission about, well, intensifying energies, cosmic alignments, and a profound global transformation. A transformation that's not just happening to us, but actually through us.
Indeed, this is a compelling set of sources. It offers a genuinely unique perspective on where humanity and the planet stand right now. So our mission today is really to dive deep into the core insights of this message, to extract not just, what it says, but what its implications might be for our individual experiences, our collective evolution, and what it actually means to awaken to a higher consciousness in these really pivotal times. It challenges a lot of conventional thinking.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Because from the very first lines, Mira's message, it really hits you with this startling sense of cosmic urgency. It's almost like a clarion call. It doesn't just suggest change, it declares that energies around you are intensifying and implies we're not just observers.
Right, we're active participants.
Yes, active participants in these powerful waves of enlightenment that are apparently catalyzing your transformation. The message suggests we are being helped, actively helped to awaken to a higher consciousness and to see the world as it truly is beyond the old illusions. So how does this urgent cosmic download start to reframe our everyday reality, right from the beginning?
Well, one of the most striking claims right off the bat, and it's truly a paradigm-shifting idea, is that the world you see around is essentially a mirror of your inner state. It says it reflects everything that stands between you and the divine. I mean, that fundamentally reorients our perspective, doesn't it? It makes our external experience deeply personal. It's not just external stuff happening, it's presented as a direct feedback loop. What's truly fascinating here is how this concept links our internal landscape directly to our external experiences, not as some kind of metaphor, but as a dynamic principle of creation. It implies that every single external event, whether harmonious or challenging, isn't just happening to us passively. No, it is actively showing you an image of your heart's journey back to love. This goes beyond just, personal feelings. It's about a profound energetic feedback mechanism where your inner state projects outwards. Think of it maybe like a cosmic projector.
Yeah.
The external world is the screen, and your consciousness, well, that's the film running through it. So if you're constantly seeing, say, financial struggles, the message suggests it might be an invitation to look at your internal beliefs about abundance, or maybe self-worth.
Okay.
Or if you're experiencing conflict in relationships, it could be reflecting an internal conflict or some unhealed wound within your own heart. Not about blame at all. It's about recognizing your active co-creative role in every single aspect of your experience.
That's a powerful reframing, shifting from feeling like a victim to feeling like you have agency. But, for someone grappling with a genuinely difficult external situation, loss, illness, hardship, how do they begin to see that as a mirror rather than just, terrible luck or an obstacle? What's that first step in releasing the resistance the source talks about?
That's a really crucial point, because just knowing it's a mirror intellectually, that isn't enough, is it? The message actually provides a key here. It says, when you release your resistance and open completely to divine love, the reflection changes. And then what emerges in your life is the world your soul always desired, a reality of unity, peace, and joy. So this isn't about blaming yourself for challenges. It's more about identifying where you might be unconsciously holding on to patterns, beliefs, or energies that then manifest externally. The first step is often just an inner acknowledgement, asking yourself, okay, what within me might this be reflecting? What resistance am I holding on to here that needs to be released? That shift in perspective, that willingness to look within, is itself an act of releasing resistance. Imagine someone constantly frustrated by traffic jams, right? The external reality is the traffic. The inner state might be impatience, maybe a belief in scarcity of time, or feeling of lack of control. By recognizing this link and consciously choosing to release that inner resistance, maybe by cultivating patience or trust, or just acceptance the external experience, while it might still be traffic.
It feels different.
Exactly. It might feel different, less impactful.
Yeah.
And eventually, the message suggests the reflection itself could actually change, leading to, say, smoother journeys more often. It's a call to profound self-responsibility, really, and a testament to our inherent creative power. #, consciousness as the architect of experience.
Building on this mirror idea, the deep dive suggests our consciousness isn't just passively receiving reality, but it's actively building it. It says, The world as you experience it is created by your consciousness and by the unity of love or by the illusion of separation. That's not just a philosophical statement, is it? It implies a constant, energetic construction of our perceived world, moment by moment.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, yes, it implies a constant energetic transmission radiating from each individual, shaping their personal reality continuously. The source clarifies that at every moment, you are transmitting energy, either the truth of unity or the belief in separation, and external circumstances reflect this back to you. This isn't presented as just a metaphor for positive thinking. It's framed as a literal energetic law of the universe. Every thought, every emotion, every deeply held belief, conscious or unconscious, contributes to the overall energetic signature you are sending out.
Like a broadcast signal.
Precisely. And the universe, acting as this perfect, impartial mirror, sends back experiences that precisely match that signature, that broadcast. So for example, if your dominant energy is one of deep-seated fear or competition or scarcity, which are all expressions of a belief in separation, then those are the kinds of experiences that will tend to materialize around you, which then seem to reinforce that internal belief.
Creating a feedback loop.
Exactly. Conversely, if your dominant energy is one of trust, collaboration, connection, and abundance, reflecting the truth of unity, then those experiences of harmony, flow, and support are what you will perceive and participate in more often.
Okay, but how do we tell the difference in the reflection? How do we decode it? I mean, the world can often feel like such a jumble of both good and bad, harmony and conflict. How do we discern what kind of energy we're putting out based on what we're seeing in our daily lives?
The message gives us very clear, quite practical indicators, actually, it states. If situations are born of separation, of fear, of conflict, of lack, they show where the illusion still resides internally. So for instance, perpetual arguments, chronic financial strain, or persistent feelings of isolation. These are like signposts pointing to internal beliefs rooted in that illusion of separation.
Okay, so the outer experience is a diagnostic tool.
Exactly. Conversely, it says, if life flourishes in celebration, joy, harmony, and abundance, it reveals the truth of love expressing itself. So this gives us a really powerful way to diagnose our inner state. You don't really need to guess or intellectualize it too much. Your external reality, the message suggests, is the clearest possible signpost, a dynamic display of your internal broadcast frequency.
Right.
Which raises a crucial question for all of us, doesn't it? How often do we truly pause to assess if our current circumstances are reflecting fear or reflecting love? And then, more importantly, consciously choose to shift our internal dial? Do we consciously choose what energy we're transmitting, knowing that every moment is essentially, as the source implies, a vote for the reality we want to experience? Not just for ourselves, but for the collective too.
Okay, moving on. The message then declares we are at a great turning point and that humanity is awakening to the true nature of reality. And what's particularly striking is the emphasis that you are a vital part of this collective awakening. It makes it very personal again. So this isn't just about individual enlightenment, it's framed as a monumental global shift, and we're all playing a crucial role in it.
Yes, it highlights a shared, large-scale shift, almost like a planetary rite of passage is underway. The source points out something many of us probably observe. You've already noticed how people seem to live in very different realities side by side. This phenomenon, which can often look like extreme societal division or just profound misunderstanding between groups, is explained by this idea. Each soul is on its own path back home, perceiving life through the lens of their beliefs and emotions.
So different lenses create different realities.
Exactly. It's a profound way of understanding the apparent fragmentation and the wildly differing perspectives we see in the world today. It suggests that these different realities aren't random or arbitrary, but are actually precisely tailored to the internal state and the lessons each soul needs to experience for its unique journey back to unity. One person might be living in a reality that feels rife with conflict and scarcity, experiencing that curriculum very directly, while another person, maybe living right next door, experiences relative peace and abundance. Why? Because their internal lenses, their dominant energetic transmissions, are projecting and attracting different sets of experiences.
So what looks like just profound societal division or maybe even irreconcilable differences between people could actually be understood as individuals just being on different parts of the same ultimate journey, back towards unity. That's a much more, compassionate way to view the world's complexities and the current turmoil, isn't it? Less despairing, perhaps.
Exactly. The source explicitly calls each individual's world a spiritual classroom, presenting lessons that reflect the beliefs of their heart. This implies that even what we perceive as global strife, or intense political polarization, or individual hardship is, when viewed from this higher perspective, part of a curriculum designed for growth. It's not about judging where others are on their path or trying to force them onto your path. It's about understanding that everyone is precisely where they need to be for their own soul's learning and evolution, engaging with a curriculum perfectly tailored to them.
That really changes things.
It does, and it raises an important question. If we truly begin to see the world as this vast, interconnected classroom where every soul is learning, how does that fundamentally change our perception of others' challenges, especially those who seem to be struggling immensely, or maybe holding beliefs that conflict deeply with our own? Does it foster more patience, more empathy, or maybe just a deeper understanding that their curriculum is simply different from ours, yet ultimately serving the same higher purpose of returning to love? #tag compassion for diverse paths.
And the message does offer a really comforting, overarching perspective on these diverse paths. It says, ultimately, every path, no matter how winding, will lead back to the same destination, which is love.
That feels like a huge release, doesn't it? Especially when you feel the weight of so much apparent pain and confusion in the world. It gives a sense of ultimate hope.
It does. And this profound understanding, it says, frees you to focus on the journey of your own heart. It suggests that as you heal and live in love, you are contributing to the awakening of all, which is a powerful validation of personal inner work. It shifts the focus away from feeling like you need to fix the external world or intervene in everyone else's lives towards internal transformation.
So you don't need to convert or convince anyone. Apparently not. Your most effective form of service within this framework is simply to embody love, to focus on your own healing, release your own internal resistance, and live authentically from that space of unity. When you raise your own vibrational frequency, by consciously choosing love, gratitude, peace, it naturally impacts the collective field. Like dropping a stone in a pond, the ripples extend outwards, subtly influencing those around you, making it energetically easier or safer for them to begin or continue their own journey back to love.
It takes the pressure off, in a way.
It really does. It removes that perceived burden of being responsible for others' paths, and instead emphasizes the profound, almost quantum impact of your individual inner transformation on the whole system.
Now, for listeners who identify as lightworkers or starseeds, Mira's message speaks very directly to a deep inner knowing. It says, you already feel something profound is happening deep in your heart, that you're sensing the impulse of a great shift. And it suggests this isn't new for you, that you prepared for this moment for many lifetimes, accumulating wisdom and strength in your soul. This really speaks to that feeling many people describe of being somehow called or having a sense of purpose beyond just the ordinary daily grind.
Yes, this concept of pre-incarnation preparation is absolutely central to the message here. It suggests a kind of predestined readiness for the current energetic shifts, meaning certain souls consciously chose and were uniquely prepared through perhaps countless past lives to be here right now, this pivotal moment in Earth's history. They carry within them, the message implies, the specific wisdom, the resilience, the strength needed to navigate and actively facilitate this global awakening.
And they're not alone in this.
Not at all. The source emphasizes that all forces of light in the universe are here to assist you and Earth in this transition. It says this isn't a solitary journey. It's profoundly supported by an unseen, vast network of benevolent beings, including guides, angels, and galactic family. This provides a sense of profound, multidimensional collaboration, like humanity and these higher realms are working in harmony to ensure this shift unfolds successfully and with as much grace as possible.
Okay, but how would we recognize this divine help? I mean, it's not like most people see angels with trumpets in their living rooms, right? What are the more subtle signals we should be looking for in our everyday experience that might indicate this presence and assistance?
Mira explains that this assistance often comes in subtle yet profound ways. She says, you may notice gentle touches, synchronicities, or bursts of inspiration. These are signs of our presence and the Creator's guidance. So they aren't always grand, overt miracles. Often they manifest as subtle nudges, maybe coincidences that feel just too perfect to be random.
Like meaningful coincidences.
Exactly. Or sudden insights that feel like they come from somewhere beyond your own logical mind. It could be finding the right book or article at precisely the right moment, hearing a song on the radio with a perfectly relevant message, or just a sudden, undeniable inner knowing about a decision you need to make, even when logic might seem to contradict it.
Right, that gut feeling.
Yes. These are described as direct communications, a gentle, reassuring presence, confirming you are not alone and that your path is being divinely orchestrated. The key, the message implies, is really to cultivate an inner stillness, to pay attention to these subtle cues, and crucially, to trust that inner knowing that often gets drowned out by all the external noise. #tag navigating energetic adjustments.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for the human experience, I think, because the message fully acknowledges that the energies can be challenging for your human self. It actually lists symptoms like aches, waves of emotion, interrupted sleep, or sudden changes in relationships and circumstances. So many people can probably relate to experiencing these things, especially in recent years. It describes common, sometimes quite unsettling, physical and emotional experiences.
Yes, and crucially, these aren't framed as negative things or as signs of illness in the conventional sense. Rather, they're presented as a sign that you are rapidly up-leveling. Your body and your being are adjusting to live in a higher frequency of light. Now, this offers an incredibly comforting reframe for what might otherwise feel like inexplicable discomfort or even misfortune.
So instead of fighting it.
Exactly. Instead of resisting these symptoms, the message encourages viewing them as necessary physiological and emotional recalibrations. Adjustments needed to accommodate the increasing light frequency that you are integrating into your physical and energetic systems. Imagine your body as a sophisticated radio receiver. When the frequency of light around us increases, it's like a new, stronger, higher fidelity signal is being broadcast. Your receiver, your physical and energetic body, needs to fine-tune itself to pick up this new signal clearly, without distortion.
Okay, the retuning causes the symptoms.
That's the idea. This retuning, the message suggests, can manifest as these physical aches, emotional waves, sleep disturbances, etc. It's not a breakdown. It's presented as an upgrade in progress. Much like how a computer might run hot or slow down temporarily or need a reboot during a major software update.
Makes sense.
It's your system adapting to greater bandwidth, more information, more energy, essentially becoming capable of holding and expressing more light. And this raises an important question for listeners. How can we actively reframe these challenging experiences, like persistent physical discomfort, or sudden bursts of intense emotion, or even unexpected upheavals in our external circumstances? How can we see them as positive signs of growth and integration, rather than something to be feared, suppressed, or just labeled as bad luck?
That's such an important perspective shift. So if these are signs of up-leveling, what does the message advise for how we should practically respond? How do we support ourselves through what can feel like a really intense, sometimes confusing process? What's the practical self-care advice here?
The advice is clear, it's gentle, and it's profoundly practical. Remember to rest when you need to absorb nature's healing, and to be gentle with your feelings. This whole process is described as literally becoming an enhanced human, stepping into a more expansive version of yourselves.
Enhanced human, wow.
Yeah. So it's an invitation to deep self-care and profound self-compassion, acknowledging the intense, often unseen work your entire system is doing. Resting allows your body the space and energy it needs to integrate these new, higher frequencies without becoming completely overwhelmed. Spending time in nature, just being present outdoors, connecting with the earth, can act as a powerful grounding and stabilizing force for your energy field. It helps dissipate excess energy or recalibrate your system.
Like recharging.
Exactly. And being gentle with your feelings means allowing them to flow through you without judgment, without resistance, without suppression. Recognizing them as a natural part of this purging and purification process as you adjust to higher frequencies. It's really about conscious participation in your own evolution, rather than fighting against or trying to fix these temporary adjustment symptoms. It's an act of profound self-love supporting your transformation. #the power of personal example.
The deep dive then really emphasizes the ripple effect of this individual transformation. It states that as you courageously turn completely to love and make it the foundation of your lives, you become a divine example. This isn't about preaching or teaching others, is it? It's about being, about embodying that love.
Precisely. What's truly fascinating here is the idea that your fluorescent consciousness sends ripples that touch others, awakening hearts around them. It's a beautiful image. And the message affirms, never doubt that your personal growth and your choices matter. The light that you cultivate inwardly is blessing the entire world and magnetizing others to remember their own light. This is a testament to the profound interconnectedness of consciousness. It suggests a subtle yet powerful energetic transmission happens. Your inner radiance, your frequency of love and peace doesn't just stay contained within you, it emanates outwards, creating a field of influence.
Like a resonance field.
Exactly, a resonance field that subtly but powerfully invites others to resonate with that higher frequency too. Even without uttering a single word, your inner state of love, peace, and authenticity can shift the atmosphere around you. It can create a safer, more inviting, energetic space for others to begin or perhaps deepen their own awakening process. It's a powerful validation of the quiet, often unseen work of inner transformation, highlighting that perhaps the deepest form of service is often simply to embody the light you wish to see reflected in the world. Your very existence, when grounded in love, becomes a living beacon. #4FV. The path of healing and reunion with the divine. #growth from every experience.
Okay, the message then takes a truly profound, maybe even radical perspective on all life events. It says, everything that happens in the world, both globally and in your personal life, is ultimately a gift for your soul's growth.
Yeah.
It's all presented as a chance to see what resides within you, your beliefs, your fears, your strengths, and your capacity to love. This completely flips the script on how we usually perceive challenges, doesn't it? Moving from feeling like a victim to seeing profound opportunity.
It fundamentally shifts our perspective, yes. Away from external blame and victimhood towards internal exploration and empowered creation. It makes the emphatic case that there is no need to fight or fix the world externally. The true work is done in your heart. And that if we heal and transform your inner landscape, the outer world naturally changes as a result. This is a core recurring principle throughout the entire message. The outer reflects the inner, full stop.
So trying to change the world without changing ourselves is futile.
Or at least much harder and perhaps less effective in the long run, according to this source. If you're constantly trying to manipulate, control, or protest external circumstances without addressing the root cause within your own consciousness, those underlying fears, limiting beliefs, or unresolved wounds, you're essentially fighting a shadow, or at least a battle that will likely perpetuate itself in different forms until the inner pattern is addressed. By consciously focusing on identifying and releasing these inner limitations, by embracing love as your primary operating system, you automatically begin to create an external reality that aligns with your transformed inner state.
It sounds like the ultimate form of self-empowerment.
It really is presented that way, emphasizing that the most impactful and lasting change you can possibly make is always an internal one first. Every challenge, then, becomes an opportunity for deeper self-discovery and a pathway back to remembering love. #conscious return to union.
Mira then tells us we're at this profound threshold with all the powers of love aligned to assist you. This isn't just a vague promise. It means consciously returning to full union with the divine. It sounds like the entire universe is conspiring to help us achieve this grand reunion with Source.
Yes, and this process, it says, involves releasing any resistance to life and letting the love of the Creator permeate every part of your being. The image given is powerful, being at the entrance of a new existence and needing the courage to cross it. But crucially, being supported by a retinue of loving beings, angels, guides, your star family. So this isn't a passive waiting game or some distant spiritual aspiration. It's presented as an active, conscious surrender.
Surrender to love.
Surrender to love, surrender of resistance. Resistance, whether it's to past hurts, current challenges, or even resistance to the overwhelming influx of divine love itself, acts as a barrier. It keeps us tethered to that illusion of separation. By consciously choosing to identify and release that inner resistance, you open yourself fully, allowing the universal flow of love to permeate and integrate within every cell, every aspect of your being, and the powerful reassurance that you are surrounded by this vast, multidimensional network of support ready to light the path and metaphorically hold your hand underscores that this is not a journey you undertake alone. You're supported by an entire alliance of light.
That's a really comforting image, but practically, how do we do this? How do we facilitate this releasing and inviting in our everyday, often busy and demanding lives? It sounds like it could require constant effort.
Well, the instruction given is actually incredibly simple, yet profoundly transformative. It's breathe deeply and invite the Creator with each inspiration, and also make your life a living prayer, a constant sacred communion. This, the message states, is how the remaining barriers between you and God will melt.
So it's about intention in the moment.
Exactly. It's about cultivating conscious intention in every moment. Breathing deeply not only grounds you physiologically, but also opens your energetic channels to receive. And making your life a living prayer means seeing every action, every interaction, every thought, even every mundane task, not just as a chore or routine, but as an opportunity to connect with the divine. It's not something reserved for specific meditation times or formal rituals, though those can help. It's about cultivating a continuous, intimate dialogue with the source of all love, allowing that connection to dissolve any lingering illusions of separation. This consistent moment-by-moment practice, slowly but surely, dismantles the ego structures, the old fears, the limiting beliefs that have kept that divine connection feeling distant. It turns every moment into an act of devotion and potential reunion. Hashtag the deepest longing answered.
This next part is a profound revelation about human desire itself. It says, every longing you have ever felt, every search for happiness, love, or meaning has been, in truth, a longing for union with the divine. It goes on to say that many people pursue various dreams in the outer world without realizing what they truly seek is the love of the source. Wow. That reframes our entire understanding of human motivation, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And it raises a really important question. If our deepest, most fundamental desires are actually for this ultimate union with the divine, how might our priorities, our ambitions, our daily actions naturally shift once we truly recognize and integrate this truth?
Our goals might change entirely.
They might. The Source paints the world as like a movie projected from the collective heart and mind of humanity. It clarifies that when hearts believed in separation, the world showed struggle and conflict. But as hearts awaken to unity, the world can flourish in peace and harmony. This understanding reframes all human striving. It suggests that the relentless pursuit of external achievements or perfect relationships or material possessions or societal recognition, while valid parts of the human experience on one level, is ultimately a misplaced search. A search for the profound inner fulfillment that, according to this message, only divine union can truly provide. Once this truth is genuinely integrated, the focus naturally shifts from external acquisition and validation towards internal alignment and connection. This could lead to a profound reordering of one's life priorities, guided by an internal compass always pointing back towards that source, towards home. Hashtag co-creation and individual impact.
Knowing this, the message says, allows us to honor the path of each soul. And for you, the listener, specifically, it says, you chose to dedicate yourself to love and serve by keeping your light high. It also reiterates that life on Earth was made to be a joyful co-creation with the divine, a great love story between God and humanity. That paints a picture of immense purpose and active collaboration.
Yes, and what's truly fascinating here is the emphasis on your unique and irreplaceable role in this grand co-creative endeavor.
Yeah.
The message states, the dreams stirring in your heart are also God's dreams flowing into this world uniquely through you.
Yeah.
This isn't just about passively receiving divine love, it's about active, joyful partnership in creation.
So my dreams are God's dreams.
In a sense, yes. Your deepest, authentic desires, your inherent aspirations, your unique talents and passions. They aren't just personal whims or random occurrences. They're presented as divine impulses, specific frequencies of creation seeking expression through you, and only through you, in your particular form. The message directly addresses that common question: can one person really make a difference? It assures us, yes, you are not only making a difference here on Earth, but through your consciousness, you are touching life everywhere. This makes your individual journey not just a path of personal fulfillment, but an absolutely essential component of the universal creative process. Your dedication to love, to keeping your light high, doesn't just illuminate your own path. It creates a beacon that aids the collective in remembering its own divine connection, affecting life across all dimensions. Hashtag mission of incarnation and ancestral healing.
This deep dive then suggests a specific, almost heroic mission for being here now, especially for those identifying as lightworkers and starseeds. It's to transmute all remaining shadows within yourself and help elevate this realm to light. This means, it says, you courageously agreed to bring up old karmic patterns and hidden wounds so that they could be healed once and for all. That sounds like a huge undertaking for any single individual. It does, and the message radically reframes these personal challenges, not as victimization or bad luck, but as an opportunity that you intelligently gave yourself to grow and serve. A conscious choice made at a higher level. This deep cleaning isn't just for your own soul's liberation, it says. It extends far beyond you, for your ancestral lineage, for the collective, and even for aspects of the earth that needed healing. This completely shifts the perception of hardship. It moves from seeing it as an unfair burden to understanding it as a chosen, profound act of spiritual service. So my struggles might be clearing stuff for my family line.
That's the implication. It suggests your personal struggles are not isolated events. They are a part of a larger, conscious agreement you made before incarnating. An agreement to help clear and release densities, not just within your own being, but also patterns carried through generations in your family line. Patterns present in the collective human consciousness, and even energetic imprints held within the earth itself. It's framed as a courageous act of clearing, of bringing to light what has been hidden or suppressed, so that it can be released and healed once and for all.
Wow.
And this raises another important question. How does understanding our personal challenges, maybe recurring relationship patterns, persistent emotional struggles, chronic health issues, as chosen opportunities for growth and service? How does that fundamentally change our response to them? Does it allow us to face them with greater courage, perhaps more resilience, maybe even gratitude, rather than resentment, despair, or self-blame?
That's a lot to take in. So our personal healing truly helps everyone else. It's not just a solitary journey of self-improvement, but it actually has these far-reaching effects.
Precisely. The message states clearly, through each personal victory of love over fear, the entire world moves closer to reunion with the Source. This emphasizes the profound interconnected web of consciousness that binds all life together. Every time you consciously choose love over fear within your own being, or forgiveness over resentment, or unity over separation, that energetic shift resonates outward. It impacts the collective energetic field. It literally makes the path easier for others, creating subtle energetic openings for them to remember their own divine connection too. So your inner work, your personal act of overcoming internal shadows, has far-reaching tangible effects on the global consciousness, gently pushing the entire human experience towards greater alignment with its divine origin. Your healing isn't just for you. It's presented as a powerful, tangible gift to all. ## glimpses of home and internal guidance.
The message describes the ultimate state, the bliss and magnificence of full reunion with the divine, as something beyond the human mind, which makes sense. But it reassures us that your heart remembers it. And then it asks this beautiful, evocative question. Have you not felt moments of inexplicable joy or deep peace that seem to spring from nowhere? It identifies these moments as glimpses of home. And I think most of us have felt those moments, haven't we? That sudden surge of something beautiful, a feeling of being utterly right with the world, even if just for a second.
Yes, and these feelings, these inexplicable surges of joy or profound peace, are described not just as pleasant sensations, but as actual signs of your future and eternal self. The guidance given is explicit. Trust these inner impulses, for they are leading you directly into God's arms. So these aren't just fleeting pleasant moments. They are powerful, energetic markers, like cosmic breadcrumbs leading you back to your true divine nature.
Like little reminders.
Exactly. Profound confirmations from your higher self, your soul, your deepest knowing, reassuring you that you are indeed on the right path, reminding you of the ecstatic union that awaits. The message encourages you to really lean into these feelings, maybe even seek them out, and definitely use them as a living compass. Knowing that they are direct, undeniable communications from the divine, guiding you towards ultimate fulfillment and helping you to remember who you truly are beyond your temporary human form. When you feel that surge, it's described as a memory, a knowing, a promise. #V. The shift and the emergence of the new earth. ## catalyst for change.
Okay, this next part feels truly extraordinary. It suggests that if these words are resonating with you, the listener, then the main barriers between you and the divine are already dissolving, and that you're not just here to witness a new era, but you are actually a catalyst for it. The message goes so far as to say you and the change itself are inseparable. I mean, that's an immense claim of personal power and responsibility. How does the Source explain this profound connection?
It explains it by saying, the long chapter of feeling separated and small is coming to an end. A new chapter of wholeness and unity is beginning, and you are both a herald and an embodiment of this. It suggests that the efforts and experiences of all your incarnations are coming to fruition now, and that ancient strengths within you are being activated. So this isn't just about intellectual understanding or some gradual future shift. It's presented as an energetic transformation already underway within those who resonate with this message. For countless generations, humanity has largely operated under this pervasive illusion of separation from the divine, from each other, from nature.
The old paradigm.
Exactly. The message declares that this era is concluding, and individuals like you who feel this resonance are literally embodying the new paradigm of unity. Your past lives, with all their accumulated wisdom, courage, and strength, are now converging, becoming fully accessible, making you uniquely equipped to navigate and actively participate in this monumental global transformation. You are not merely a passive witness, you are a living, breathing component of the shift itself, like a point of light around which the new reality coalesces. #the world reflects inner transformation.
And this is where it gets really interesting for our daily experience again. Once you have truly surrendered the barriers of ego and let divine love flood your being, the world around you will reflect this shift in surprising ways. So this isn't just about feeling better inside, it's about tangible external changes in our perceived reality.
Yes, the message promises that what you perceive with your eyes and senses becomes more beautiful, more harmonious, as if creation itself is rejoicing with you. And it emphasizes this is not just your imagination or wishful thinking. It is presented as the emergence of the new earth. It states, when you are fully aligned with God, you naturally experience life as celestial, filled with wonder and creative possibility.
So the new Earth isn't a place we go to.
Apparently not primarily. It's presented more as a state of consciousness that then manifests outwardly. As your inner world transforms from separation to unity, from fear to love, the outer world you experience becomes a living, breathing reflection of that unity. The very fabric of reality appears to shift around you. Maybe colors seem more vibrant, sounds more harmonious, interactions flow with greater ease, serendipity becomes commonplace. This isn't just about subjective perception changing. It's framed as a fundamental energetic change in how reality is constructed around you, as your inner alignment literally draws forth a more harmonious external experience.
Wow. So if we want this increasingly beautiful and harmonious reflection to emerge in our lives, what does the message tell us we should be letting go of? What are we being asked to shed or discard?
We are explicitly exhorted to discard all history of being alone, unloved, or disconnected from the divine, because it says, such stories were never true and do not serve you anymore. And it adds, the creator of all that is longs to live through you. This means consciously and deliberately releasing those old narratives, those deep-seated limiting beliefs, and those past emotional imprints that reinforce the illusion of separation.
The old bag.
Pretty much. These aren't just memories. They are presented as active, energetic patterns stored within your being that block the full influx of divine love and limit your potential. By identifying and courageously releasing them, you create this vast, open space within yourself for the Creator's essence, its pure, unadulterated love, to fully express itself through you. This transforms your experience of life into a living testament of divine connection and joyful co-creation, because you recognize that these old stories, while perhaps deeply ingrained and seemingly real for a time, were always fictional in the grand cosmic scheme of your eternal unified nature.
The communication then guides us towards a very practical way of being. It instructs us to live each moment in sacred communion, speaking with the divine, listening for guidance, dancing with spirit in all you do. It also emphasizes freeing ourselves from the limitations and chatter of the small mind that questions the love in your heart. This sounds like a profound shift from a predominantly head-centered existence to a more heart-centered one.
Absolutely. The true path, it suggests, is to enter the sanctuary of your own heart, for it is there that you find the divine directly. This union, this joyful surrender to love, it states, is the reason you are alive. This is a profound shift away from a life dictated primarily by the analytical, often fearful, calculating mind, towards one guided by the intuitive wisdom and love of the heart. The sanctuary of your heart isn't presented merely as a metaphor. It's described as a real energetic space within you where direct, unfiltered access to the divine resides, operating beyond the linear logic and inherent limitations of the egoic mind.
Right.
And this raises an important practical question for all of us. How can we consistently access this inner sanctuary amidst the relentless demands, the constant distractions, the sheer noise of daily modern life? How do we truly make it the primary source of our decisions, our perceptions, our entire way of being? It seems to be about remembering to consciously return to that inner quiet space, to listen to its subtle guidance, no matter what chaos might be swirling around us externally.
And what happens when we consistently manage to do this? What are the tangible, real-world results of living from this place of heart-centered communion, from this deep inner sanctuary?
The message promises quite profound shifts. It says, as you dive deeper into this communion, you will begin to comprehend the secrets of the universe, not through study, but through revelation. Life's complexities resolve into simplicity and elegance. You might suddenly feel the energetic patterns connecting your thoughts and feelings to the events unfolding around you, or you may feel in your heart how truly connected all living beings are.
So understanding comes directly, not just through books.
Exactly. It describes a profound, intuitive understanding that completely bypasses intellectual effort or external research. The universe, in a sense, opens its secrets not through logical deduction, but through direct felt experience, through inner revelation. You might experience heightened empathy, notice clear synchronicities becoming the norm, develop an intrinsic knowing of how everything is interwoven. It's described as an expansion of consciousness, where you don't just know intellectually that you're connected to everything, you feel the intricate threads of connection that bind all life, and you start to understand the underlying energetic architecture of reality itself. Your entire perspective shifts. moving from perceiving chaos to recognizing the underlying divine order and harmony. Hashtag becoming the bridge and embracing creativity.
Mira then directly answers a really crucial practical question that I bet many listeners are asking. How do I take this sacred connection into my daily life? How do I live as a bridge between heaven and earth? And the answer given is incredibly powerful and empowering. Your very life becomes the bridge.
Yes. The love that fills you overflows naturally through your words, your actions, even your simple smile or touch. You become the vehicle of God's presence on earth. This prompts us, it says, to allow this to be a time of detachment from all that is not authentically to heat old fears, old identities, habits, and past wounds. Your heart, the message states, is burning with the pure flame of creation, which is identified as the Creator's very presence.
So living authentically is being the bridge.
That's the essence of it. It's a call to radical, unapologetic authenticity. When your being is saturated with divine love, when you are truly living from your heart's sanctuary, that love radiates effortlessly and naturally. It impacts everyone you encounter, often without a single word needing to be spoken. The act of detachment here isn't presented as a struggle or a forceful eradication of parts of yourself. It's more like a natural shedding, like a snake shedding its old skin. You let go of what no longer resonates with your higher truth. This makes way for the pure, unadulterated creative essence of the divine to flow through you, unhindered by past limitations, false identities, or old wounds.
And that flame, that pure flame of creation you mentioned, clearly isn't just for inner peace, but it drives our creativity outwards, right? It sounds like an unstoppable force once you truly tap into it.
Absolutely. The source states, the same boundless creativity that gave rise to galaxies lives in you, which is quite a statement. And crucially, this creativity isn't confined to what we traditionally consider art. It specifies that all genuine creativity, whether you are drawn to art, music, science, healing, teaching, nurturing, or any form of service, is divine.
So everything counts.
Everything born from that authentic, loving space. It says your uniqueness is not an accident. It is exactly how the Creator wishes to know itself through you. And importantly, it offers this reassurance. Your creative contributions are more than sufficient. This really dissolves that false dichotomy we often create between spirituality and material creation or action in the world. Every act born from love, every expression of your unique essence, from nurturing a family to designing a new technology, from composing a symphony to simply tending a garden with presence, is framed as an expression of the divine. Your unique talents and passions aren't just hobbies or career choices. They are the Creator's means of experiencing and expressing itself in infinitely diverse forms through you. And the reassurance that your creative contributions are more than sufficient frees you from that pressure, that sense of inadequacy or comparison, inviting you to just express your divine essence fully, joyfully, and without inhibition.
Now, while the message is very positive and assures us that the victory of love is guaranteed, it also realistically acknowledges that we are currently witnessing a period of agitation as the old gives way to the new. It gives us a beautiful analogy. It's like a forest clearing itself of deadwood. This provides a profound sort of cosmic explanation for the turmoil, conflicts, the intense shifts we see playing out around us globally.
Yes, that analogy is incredibly helpful for understanding current global challenges without falling into despair. It states that many of the collective heart beliefs of the age of separation are coming to the surface to be transformed. All the old stuff is bubbling up. The message identifies you who see the truth, meaning those listening and resonating with this higher perspective as the ground crew of ascension, the light bearers. Your role, it says, is to hold a calm lantern of wisdom while others find their way out of the darkness. So it positions current global events not as random chaos or some irreversible descent into darkness, but as a necessary phase of purification and energetic recalibration for the planet and for humanity.
A planetary detox, almost.
You could see it that way. Deep-seated collective fears, conflicts, divisions, and limiting beliefs that have been simmering beneath the surface of human consciousness for perhaps millennia are now being exposed by the increasing frequency of light, so they can finally be confronted, acknowledged, healed, and released. For those who are awakening, their primary role, according to this, is not necessarily to jump into the drama, the fighting, or the fear.
But to hold the calm center.
Exactly. To maintain inner calm, to radiate wisdom and compassion, and to act as steady beacons of light in what can seem like a turbulent world. This means guiding others more by their unwavering inner example, by their state of being, rather than by direct intervention or trying to force external change. Hashtag compassion example in transmuting tragedy.
The message details this role further, stating it involves compassion and example, helping others to awaken to life in a higher octave. It suggests we demonstrate how it is to respond to challenges with faith instead of fear, choose unity where there was division. This speaks to a very active, yet subtle and internal form of service.
Yes, and your energy itself, even if others don't consciously realize it or acknowledge it intellectually, is opening the way for their communion with the divine also. Your presence matters. What's truly fascinating, and perhaps challenging, here is the profound take on collective suffering and tragedy. It says the love you send, the compassion you embody, provides true comfort to those who are grieving and honors the souls who have transitioned. And then it adds that many of these souls who transitioned during difficult times agreed on a higher level to serve as catalysts for humanity's awakening.
Wow, that's a radical perspective on tragedy, that souls might choose difficult exits to help wake us up.
It's a very radical perspective, yes. It suggests that even painful, seemingly random events can be part of a higher, purposeful design for collective awakening, consciously chosen on some level by souls who volunteer to serve as catalysts, perhaps to shock humanity out of complacency and into a deeper awareness, a deeper compassion, a deeper unity. And by responding to these events with profound love, compassion, and faith, instead of reacting solely with despair, anger, or fear, the message says, you help transmute tragedy into compassion and into a deeper unity among people.
So our response matters energetically.
Immensely. It highlights the subtle but incredibly powerful influence of your inner state. Your energetic field, your response, creates a blueprint for others to potentially follow. It demonstrates a path out of fear and into love, even when faced with immense challenge or loss. Your loving response can literally help reframe and transform the collective energetic impact of these events, shifting them from being solely sources of despair to becoming powerful opportunities for profound collective awakening and heart-opening connection. #Terrio7. The fulfillment of union and living the new reality. #Heart as true intelligence and confirmation.
Now, the sheer magnitude of these changes and the depth of these concepts can confuse the mind, as the message wisely observes. It's a lot to take in intellectually. But we are gently reminded, you do not need to understand everything with your intellect. Surrender to your heart, let your heart lead, for it is your truest intelligence. This feels like a fundamental shift in how we're meant to process reality now.
It really is. And the message promises that when this inner union becomes the foundation of your life, you will see the confirmation of it all around you. This confirmation can manifest in countless ways, maybe as synchronicities, support, and grace appearing where once there was struggle, or perhaps even noticing how gently you were received even by strangers. This love asserting itself in your outer life, the source says, is contagious.
That makes sense. The intellect, while valuable for navigating the 3D world, can easily become overwhelmed by the vastness and the nonlinear nature of these spiritual shifts.
Exactly. The heart, however, is presented as operating on a different, higher form of intelligence, an intuitive, direct knowing that is immediately connected to the divine flow. When you consciously prioritize this heart knowing, this inner guidance, your external reality begins to actively mirror this inner alignment. It manifests as those seemingly miraculous coincidences, unexpected assistance arriving just when needed, and a palpable sense of ease and harmony flowing through your interactions. Your inner peace and love literally become infectious, creating a ripple effect of positivity and coherence in your immediate environment. You become, in effect, a walking, breathing field of love that naturally attracts and activates the same potential in others.
That's a truly compelling vision for how life could be. So, given that our outer reality mirrors our inner state, and that these energies are apparently so amplified right now, what does this all mean for how we should apply our attention day to day? If we want this flow and grace, where should we be focusing our precious energy amidst all the world's noise and distractions?
Mira offers an incredibly crucial and practical directive for navigating these specific times. Where you place your attention is crucial in these amplified energies. The instruction couldn't be clearer, it says. Giving focus to fear or anger will only magnify those things, while choosing to focus on love, beauty, and solutions will magnify the light. Every single moment, the message emphasizes, is a new chance to vote with your energy.
Vote with your energy. I like that.
It's powerful, isn't it? This is an incredibly potent instruction in a world that is absolutely awash with information. And so much of it seems designed specifically to incite fear, anger, or division. This message reminds us that our attention is perhaps our most potent creative tool. What you feed with your focus literally grows in your experience. By consciously and consistently directing your attention towards what is loving, what is beautiful, what is harmonious, what is constructive, whether it's in your immediate environment, in your thoughts, or reflected in your actions, you are actively co-creating a reality of light, not just for yourself, but contributing to that reality for the entire collective. It's an ongoing, moment-by-moment choice, where each conscious act of focused attention becomes a vote for the new earth, a vote for unity, a vote for love. Hashtag embracing total return to the divine.
Towards the end, we are invited to fully say yes to the grace that is pouring into your life, to open even more and allow love to penetrate every part of your being. This means gently letting go of any last remnant of resistance, an old hurt, a fear of disappointment. It sounds like the beautiful culmination of this entire journey of awakening.
It really is described as the moment of your total return to the divine. The message clarifies something profound. The separation was only an illusion, a temporary dream. And in the profound light of this return, this remembering, every longing is instantly satisfied, and any notion that you are a solitary, separate being dissolves. You realize you are and always have been an integral part of the single heart.
The illusion dissolves.
Exactly. This describes the ultimate culmination of the journey, a complete dissolution of the illusion of separation. It's not about becoming something you're not currently. It's about remembering and fully embodying who you truly are and always have been, an inseparable, eternal aspect of the one creator, the single heart. And this raises a really important question for our self-understanding. If separation was merely an illusion, just a temporary dream we collectively played out, how does that fundamentally change our understanding of self? How does it change our relationships with others and the very nature of reality itself as we move forward from that knowing? Does it perhaps dissolve fear entirely, knowing that you are never truly separate from the source of all love and all creation? Hashtag the ecstasy of reunion and living from within.
Mira promises that the moment you sincerely turn your heart to God, you discover that God was already there, running to meet you. It's such a beautiful image. The feeling of emptiness or homesickness evaporates. And she acknowledges that for the ego, for that separate sense of self, to surrender can feel daunting, like annihilation even, but assures us what awaits you is not annihilation, but the deepest recognition. It's a homecoming.
Yes, you will recognize this love that embraces you as the very truth of your being. The Source calls this feeling the joy of returning home to who you truly are in God, describing it as nothing short of ecstasy. And as this love takes over, you will live fully conscious of the divine presence within you, knowing deep in your bones that you are never alone or helpless. This is presented as the ultimate fulfillment of all human longing. The annihilation feared by the ego is revealed to be merely the dissolution of a false, limited identity structure. What's revealed underneath is the magnificent, infinite, eternal being you truly are. The experience is not one of loss, but of profound recognition, an overwhelming joy, an ecstasy that transcends ordinary human understanding of pleasure or happiness. This constant conscious awareness of divine presence transforms daily life into a state of unwavering support, deep inner peace, and boundless potential. Because you know you are a beloved, integral part of the whole, always connected, always guided.
And how does this inner alignment, this living from a place of, ecstasy and divine presence, actually change our day-to-day lives? What does it look like on a practical level to live from this state of profound inner connection?
The message paints a picture of almost effortless living. It states, decisions become easier, time unfolds naturally, and even challenges are met with a type of grace and clarity. You are living from the inside out, guided by the sure compass of inner love. You become that which influences the world instead of being influenced by it.
Living from the inside out.
It's exactly. Yeah. It describes a radical inversion of the typical human experience. The incessant mental analysis, the struggle and second-guessing when making decisions, the feeling of constantly fighting against time, these are said to melt away. They're replaced by an intuitive knowing, a clear inner guidance that directs you. Time itself feels less linear, more fluid and synchronistic. Even difficulties or challenges become opportunities for growth and deeper insight, met with an inner calm, a resilience, a resourcefulness that stems directly from your unwavering connection to Source. Instead of reacting to external events or feeling tossed about by circumstances, you become the calm, centered point from which a more harmonious, divinely aligned reality naturally flows. You consciously and effortlessly shape your experience and subtly influence the world around you simply by being in that state. It's living as a true co-creator. Hashtag tag outro.
Wow. This has been such a profound and truly expansive deep dive into the message from Mira and the Pleiadian High Council. It really empowers you, the listener, reminding you that the tide has turned and the world of love is emerging thanks to your dedication, that the foundation of a new earth has been laid in your hearts. It's a message of profound hope and our active participation in creating it.
And it underscores the immense support that is available to us all right now. You have more support and love around you than you can imagine. We of the Pleiadian High Council and the entire Alliance of Light are walking by your side. It's such a powerful reminder that you were born for these times, carrying within you the perfect blueprint, the perfect tools for this transition. Your love, your light, and your faith are transforming this world day by day, breath by breath, in ways both seen and unseen.
So what does this all mean for you to take away from this deep dive today? I think it means trusting the process unfolding within you and around you, trusting your own inner guidance, trusting your heart above all else, and knowing that you are actively, powerfully, and beautifully giving birth to the reality of heaven on earth simply by embodying more and more of your true divine self.
And perhaps the final provocative thought for you to mull over as you integrate these incredibly rich insights is this. If the entire world is truly a reflection of our collective inner state, as this message suggests, and if the victory of love is guaranteed, what's the single most loving choice you can make today, right now, right where you are, to contribute consciously to the emergence of this new Earth?
Thank you for joining us on this expansive deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring the depths of your own being, keep learning from the extraordinary, and keep asking the biggest questions.